Jaeger-LeCoultre's Reverso 1 precious colors. It was so poetic, and what craftsmanship with the enameling and gem setting. It has taken 80 hours for an artist to enamel each of this timepiece. Welcome back to another interesting episode on Watches and Wonders 2023. Bigger, better, and crazier. The special series on Luxe Insider with me, your host Anita Khatri, is packed with all the latest happenings from the world of time at one of the world's largest exhibitions. In the previous episode, we explored 7 strong trends for 2023, exhibited by the maisons that were brought in during Watches and Wonders. As you know, my 7 days flew by in a whiff. Like I know, I have mentioned how busy this exhibition was, but it was certainly bigger with more brands participating. Although I couldn't discover all the timepieces, I was happy to discover some independent brands like Chronofeld, Chrono Swiss, Louis Monet, along with the other mighty ones like Rolex, Patek Philippe, Jaeger-LeCoultre, Van Cleef & Arpels, Hermes, and so on. In this episode, we will discover 10 of the hottest picks that top my wish list. Every year, launching new watches isn't easy, right? I'm sure you understand that. From my interactions with brand head honchos and my understanding, I can tell you that every brand begins working on their new launches years in advance. For example, brands would have already planned what will be launched in 2024 and 25 in this year itself. The 2023 edition of Watches and Wonders saw many novelties that were worth making note of. I must have seen several timepieces, but few of the watches that were truly exceptional to get added on my watch list are the ones I would totally invest in. Yes, they are real investments for me. At least, I can share one timepiece from each brand here. But due to paucity of time, I have picked up the Big 10. Yes, the Big 10. So, without wasting even one more minute, let's begin. I begin with the legendary brand Vacheron Constantin, best known for its fine marriage of tradition, complication, and aesthetics. Vacheron Constantin Patrimony Retrograde Day Date in platinum with salmon-colored dial was complicated yet so very sophisticated in design. It's priced approximately at 70,000 euros. Since I am on Vacheron, I would also like to mention about traditional Tourbillon Retrograde Date Open Face. Please check this masterpiece. Now, moving on to the next would be from Grand Seiko. I was mesmerized by the Grand Seiko Masterpiece Collection hand-engraved manual winding spring drive limited edition in platinum 950, which is limited only to 50 pieces. And do you know what the price is? 80,000 euros approximately plus taxes. I wish I could get this piece. And yes, this is indeed true investment. Vacheron covered, Grand Seiko covered. The next brand is surely a brand that is on every customer's wish list. Yes, it is Rolex. The one that I would certainly get my hands on was the Perpetual 1908 39mm in the yellow gold version. Although the Oyster Perpetual Yachtmaster in 42mm has been introduced for the first time in RLX titanium. This one too was superb. Another timepiece from Rolex would be without a doubt Oyster Perpetual Day Date 36mm, time stamped with emotion. It was so cool. And trust me, check this out. It displays a new emotion each day. Interesting, isn't it? The next one is from Jaeger-LeCoultre. Jaeger-LeCoultre's Reverso 1 Precious Colors. It was so poetic, and what craftsmanship with the enameling and gem setting. It has taken 80 hours for an artist to enamel each of this timepiece, and one would certainly get mesmerized with this piece. When I am on Jaeger-LeCoultre, I have to mention about Reverso Hybris Artistica Caliber 179, a multi-axis tourbillon. It's not only a tourbillon, but it's a multi-axis tourbillon. This piece is worth approximately €500,000. I'm sure most of my listeners will check all these masterpieces post listening to this episode. Moving on from Jaeger-LeCoultre to a brand known for the watches made for the Italian Navy. Did you guess it already? Yes, the brand is Panerai. Panerai introduced a new caliber in their Radiometer annual calendar PAM 01432, produced in only 24 pieces, and I love this special edition known as the Experience Edition. It features a sunbrushed burgundy shaded dial in a 45mm platinum tech case and has a black hand dyed matte alligator strap. This burgundy colored dial is so eye-pleasing that I suggest you check it on their website. I'm sure you listeners must be keenly waiting to hear about Cartier, the most desired brand by women and known for its heritage and creativity. When you think of Cartier watches, the first thing that comes to your mind is the Cartier tank timepieces. This year, the brand added a complication to its iconic collection, signature complications with a skeleton movement with the tank normal watch. It features a 24-hour complication marked by a sun and crescent moon, also skeletonized. While the minute hand turns around the dial in 1 hour, the hour hand goes round in 24 hours instead of 12 hours. It comes in 2 colors, the yellow gold on a brown strap and green alligator strap, and platinum on burgundy and a grey alligator strap. Platinum on burgundy is what I would go for, but this one is a masterpiece and comes in a limited edition. I always knew that women are increasingly beginning to understand their timepieces, and that's how I launched JAM, India's first watch community for women. I heard many brand spokespersons mentioning that women are increasingly demanding complicated timepieces. This was music to my ears. I'm sharing this as the next one on my list is the complicated ladies' watch from Patek Philippe, a brand which definitely needs no introduction. I found Patek Philippe's Aquanaut Luce collection a very practical and easy to use complication. Annual calendar, which is complete with day, date, month, and requires only one manual correction in a year. This correction happens to be in the month of February. It is in rose gold and the bezel has a rounded octagonal shape. I tell you, this watch is simply elegant, sophisticated, and yet complicated. Another complicated watch for women from Patek Philippe is the 5178G012 Grand Complications, which has a beautiful blue colored dial and a hand guilloche swirling pattern beneath grand fou transparent enamel with gold applied Breguet numerals. This is a grand complication. I say that because it is a minute repeater. It also comes with two interchangeable straps, one in shiny peacock blue alligator leather and the other in shiny orange alligator leather. No, all male listeners, I am not biased towards women. And quite a few watches that I have mentioned earlier are unisex or gender neutral. But the ones I'll be talking about now are for you, my male listeners. I discovered Bell & Ross BR01 Cyber Skull bronze having a specific caliber 210. Its manual winding activates an automata part, and by turning the crown, the jaw of the skull comes alive. No, this isn't a horror watch, but a technical masterpiece. Please get your hands on this one as it is a perfect combination of watchmaking, design, and technology. Moving on to yet another interesting brand, Zenith. Zenith that always captures the spirit of aviation. This year, it introduced the Pilot Big Date Flyback Ceramic Chronograph, which changes the date in less than 0.03 seconds. Now, one can imagine the date change function in so little time that one is almost virtually shifted to airport indicators, where there are split flap display indicators changing so very fast. Well, it did transport me virtually when I was checking this watch. And I must tell, when you use terminology, perhaps it may not be very clear when I say split flap display indicators, what exactly I mean. I mean, if you remember, before digitalization, the airport monitor, which used to indicate the timing of the flights, that used to move very fast, that is split flap display. When I was checking this watch, I was virtually transported at the airport. This watch is powered by Al Primero 3652 automatic caliber. With this, we have spoken about the Big Ten. And this time, it was not so serious but fun and enriching, isn't it? My Big Ten remains incomplete without Ulysse Nadar's Freak 1, Montblanc's 1858 IC automatic, and Roger Dubuis's monovertic split seconds chronograph watch. If you know, I've extensively spoken about these three in my previous episode. In case you missed hearing it, you definitely need to check them out, or head to my YouTube channel and check out the Trends episode on Watches and Wonders 2023. I was also fortunate to experience few interesting independent brands. Hence, before I sign off with this episode, I would also like to share some timepieces that left me in awe and cannot be forgotten. First one was from U-Boat and the other from Gronefeld. This massive dial in 55 mm has oil inside the case and is certainly worth a look. The dial provided a 3D effect. The Capsoil Doppio Tempo watch by U-Boat is truly an invention. The oil immersion, what I mean is the case is filled with an oil bath. There is a compensation bubble that is free to float on the dial. The oil bath and the compensation bubble were a visual delight indeed. I loved two watches from Gronefeld. One was the Delta Works, so very classy and yet cool. I say it cool because you can swim with this watch. The other one was 1941 Chronograph. This is the one which is sold out. It is a jumping minute chronograph and the moment has 408 parts. It also has a power reserve indicator. For this watch, one has to wait for more than 5 years. They are sold out for next 5 years and unable to take any more orders. I have given my request. God knows what will be the outcome. Well, I freaked out, worked, literally passed out. But all in all, had fun discovering some of the world's most spectacular timepieces. That was all from me. Signing off for now. But you can catch all the exclusive interviews, watch content, and much more from Watches and Wonders on my Instagram and YouTube channel. Stay tuned for the next round of Watches and Wonders 2023. I'm joined by some young visitors to the exhibition, wherein we chat about our experiences, watches, brand booths, fashion, and much more.